Breaking news: how Malami manipulated court order ruling. Electoral Act. Falana says he must not go scot-free. Hello, my wonderful people. If you know Falana very well, he's a human rights activist lawyer. He's a son, and he looks out for the people. There's one thing he particularly did that got to me, and since then, he gained my respect. It may not be your cup of tea, I understand, but I mean, that act did it for me. Some soldiers who were fighting for their rights and asked that things be done decently and in order. Should I tell you what Nigerian government did? The armies, they sentenced them to prison and afterward death. And Malami took on the case and said, it is not fair. It's not fair. What's their crime really? What exactly is their crime? And why should they be sentenced to death? He was able to secure the release gradually of every one of them. And at the end of the day, he was able to get them that release. Because when you know the Nigerian system very clear, very well. And if people are being treated with disdain and are being, being oppressed, okay, you know what that means. And that's exactly what I saw him do that made him earn my respect. Let's get all the details, exactly what is going on today. And this Malami's issue, the fake attorney general we have. How AGF Malami manipulated court ruling on Electoral Act Falana. He must not go scot-free. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana on Sunday accused the Attorney General of the Federation, Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, of manipulating the Federal High Court into issuing conflicting decision on Section 84, subsection 12 of the Electoral Act 2022. Femi Falana said Mr. Malami pretended not to be aware of the restraining order of the Federal High Court in Abuja, barring him and others from tampering with legal provision that vowed to implement that of the Umahi's Division of Courts, which ordered the deletion of the clause from the law. The senior advocate of Nigeria, in a statement providing some details of the decision of three divisions of the Federal High Court on the matter, blamed Mr. Malami for allegedly manipulating the court into issuing conflicting orders. He said Mr. Malami cannot therefore pick and choose which of the order to obey or disobey. It is tantamount that the Attorney General cannot pick and choose order of the court to obey or not to disobey. More so when it is undoubtedly clear that the Attorney General deliberately set up and manipulated the Federal High Court to issue this conflicting order in the desperate move to annul Section 84, subsection 12 of the Electoral Act. Mr. Falana has said the division of the Federal High Court in Umahi, Abia State, had on March the 18th nullified Section 84, subsection 12 of the Electoral Act, a decision that sits well with President Muhammadu Buhari's earlier protest against the controversial legal provision. The Universal Statutory provision had prohibited political appointees from voting or as delegates in political conventions or congresses for the election or nomination of candidates. In her verdict, the judge Evelyn had that the section was unconstitutionally invalid, illegal, null and void, and has no effect whatsoever, and ordered Attorney General of the Federation, who was the sole defendant in the suit, to forthwith delete the said Section 12 of the Section 84 from the body of the Electoral Act 2022. She anchored her decision on the grounds that the provision conflicts the constitutional provision that already gives political appointees who intend to contest in an election to resign at least 30 days to the election. Many lawyers have faulted this reasoning, arguing that political appointees are not part of that category of persons required by the Constitution to resign at least 30 days to election. Mr. Malami was picked as the sole defendant in the suit filed by Nnedi, a member of the Action Alliance AA, infringement of the political party in Nigeria. So Falana has called out the Attorney General, the fraudulent, sadly, Attorney General we have, one of the most controversial persons figure ever to have graced the Nigerian scene as Attorney General of the Federation, a man who has no regard for the rule of law, who is calling the law by his own name, who is doing whatever he wants to do and turning things the way he wants to turn things just because he feels it is what he wants, and irrespective of what the law says and how things should be, he really cares less. That's the man Buhari appointed there. On his very inception of becoming the Attorney General of the Federation, this man went ahead and intimidated, and started intimidating real senior, judiciary personnel by accusing them, getting them in all forms of scandal, just to ensure that he pockets them or get them, cringed so that nobody can say a word and everybody, is stayed to a particular extent that they can no longer voice out or speak, and this is what he did. This is how he manipulates things. When something goes in his favor, then you see the Attorney General, you see him fling into action. But if it's not his favor, then you see him as dumb, And Malami said this guy has been too manipulative. The things he has done recently clearly spells doom for the country. It clearly spells doom, and we cannot continue with such a controversial figure as the Attorney General, and he has gone on now to create more lies, even in the political terrain, and has destabilized things more than ever before. Now we have courts injunctions conflicting here and there, different words coming out. No, you cannot even pick and choose. Malami said, you caused it, you deal with it. You can't pick and choose which of the court orders you are to accept and which one you will not obey. You caused this, okay? So everybody's getting court injunction to ensure that, this Electoral Act thing, we're going to get to the bottom of it. You can't come here and pick and choose and tell us that this one does not stand, that one stands. No way. You can't do that. You can't. You just can't do that. You've been doing it and nobody has been saying a word to you because you are the controversial Attorney General who does all kinds of dubious, just name it, the man's name is there. Everybody's quiet and allowing him to just have the free flow as though there are really no laws governing us as a nation. The era of, this whole manipulation thing should come to an end. Leave us a comment. God bless you. Bye for now. Bye.